Friday. Yes, I'm excited. I'm happy. It's been a blessed week from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today it's Friday. Yes, today is the 19th of April 2024. April is running like it came this speed. Everybody is saying, why is the month running so fast? Well, very soon we'll get to that point where we'll start singing jingle bells, and you'll be like, it's not this year we just started. Welcome to Family and Values. Thank you for being our guest on the show today. It's been a splendid one. We are grateful you've been there with us. We really appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Family and Values is one show that we talk about family values. We want to restore, bring back, try our best to bring back those values that are no longer there. Talking to our youth, our parents, trying to make them understand the importance of restoring those values back to our society. Because believe me, when you have a good family, at large, you're going to have a good society. Today is going to be one informative and exciting day. Fridays, we try to keep it a bit cool, but today is not going to be that cool anyway. Don't worry, in the course of the show, you'll know why we are talking about. My name still remains Joy Abu. We are streaming across all our social media platforms. Please download the Galaxy mobile app so that you can watch us on the go. Like I used to say, turn on your Facebook, your X, and your YouTube channel notification buttons. So you know when Galaxy Family and Values is on the go, and these beautiful ladies seated in front of your screen. Now, you know, when somebody accuses you of something, you sit down and rearrange. Today now, I want to introduce, my better half. My beautiful, elegant sister. Give it up for Olori. Good morning. Don't worry. When you came, I gave you a hug. Now. It's weekend. Don't worry. It's weekend. Good morning
to you, Nigeria. Beautiful morning, Lagos. And I always define Lagos to be the smallest, the oldest, the richest, most populous, most prosperous, and the city of entertainment. And Lagos, they couldn't do can last in anything. And when you talk about entertainment, now we get that because I get out of 36 states. Come and contest that. Anyway, this is Lagos, and this is Galaxy Television. The program is still Family and Values. My name is David. I wish you the very best of today, even as it is, thank God, it's Friday. What do you intend to do with your, Friday, your weekend? Have you, put one or two things together for you and your family? It's another way of creating space and time so that you can actually, express those love to those children, and they will know that mommy has been off from Monday to Friday. And don't forget they are resuming on Monday. How prepared are you? Anyway, today is going to be another splendid time, so I want to welcome you once again. Stay with us.
Yes, stay with us. I wouldn't say you look cool and calm. I know it's because the weekends are already here. Yeah, I love weekends a lot.
To come so natural, except for my
I love weekends a whole lot because it's more like not resting for me. It's a lot of work. I'm going to be working. So
the children are resuming
on Monday. You get when they resume like this.
All that I told you.
On Monday, the roads are going to be very busy. Everybody will now be dragging. You now see the ones that don't want to go to school. They'll now bag the child. The child will now be jumping at the back crying. Not because they don't want to go back to school, but hey, you go back to school. Yeah. Yes, without wasting time, today's topic is one that we really want to look into because in as much as we are restoring values, we want to really know the cause of most of those things. We'll try as much as possible not to shake our table, not to break our table. We come in peace. Don't worry. Let's go for our mini future so that you know what we will be discussing today. See you on the other side.
Cyber fraud is the most common and threatening form of fraud which takes place internationally. The cyber world has been expanding and growing throughout the 21st century, allowing fraudsters to hack victims' personal and financial information in a variety of ways. Fraudsters can use the information which they gather to then financially fund themselves, or worryingly, they might use this money to fund terrorism. The extensive and popular use of internet banking and mobile banking means there are more opportunities than ever for criminals to commit cyber fraud. It is a very serious crime that one needs to be cracked down on. The dialogue of cyber fraud which breaches the information technology systems has become a major source of worry to all, especially banks who lose substantial amounts of money to this criminal activity. Cyber fraud has arisen as a critical danger to the financial, business and monetary establishment. Causes of cyber crimes include urbanization, unemployment and weak implementation of cybercrime laws. Poverty is a major driver of cybercrime. The prevalence of inequality, deprivation and servitude has created and fueled the attraction in cybercrime, anonymity and global reach. The internet provides cyber criminals with a degree of anonymity, making it harder for law enforcement agencies to track them down. Peer pressure, social media influence, the quest for wealth, competent security on personal devices, amongst others, have coalesced to make cybercrime a significant problem of the country. The effect of cybercrimes on organizations, society and the country in general includes reducing the competitive edge of organizations, waste of production time and damage to the image of the country. With Nigeria venturing into cashless society, there's a need for improved cybersecurity. In today's globalized society, the rapid advancement of technology has brought about multitudinous benefits and conveniences. However, along with this advancement, we have witnessed a significant rise in cybercrime. The digital landscape has become a breeding ground for malicious activities, posing serious threat to individuals, businesses, and even nations. The issue of cybercrime and its antagonistic impact on the Nigerian economy is alarming and has increasingly become disheartening. To this extent, the government must become proactive and focused in the continuous fight to curb the menace and mitigate its effect on the people. For Nigeria to serve as a fertile ground for economic breakthrough, it must be built in a crime-free society. But an ideal economy is virtually impossible. As technology upsurges, so also is cybercrime rate on the rise. Cybercriminals will always keep at pace with any technological advancement. It is true that technology gives rise to cybercrime. We could live with it, or we can do something momentous about it. Nigerian economy needs major private sector investment in almost all facets of the economy that can industrialize it as a whole. Therefore, Nigeria's foreign investment policies should gear towards attracting and encouraging inflow of foreign capital investment through stable economic programmers. To prevent cybercrime, use strong passwords, keep your software up to date, secure your Wi-Fi, be careful when clicking on links, use two-factor authentication, enable privacy settings, be careful when sharing personal information, and use antivirus software.
You're just joining us, you've not missed anything because that was our mini future. So we have an intro into today's conversation. We are looking at the financial status of the elites causing a rise in cyber fraud among the youths anyway. You would agree with me that cyber fraud is no longer a thing that we used to hear in the past. It's right in our faces, glaring, parents encouraging their children of what we call yahoo yahoo, you get. So now today we want to look at what is actually the cause. Where did this thing start from? Who are the origins? How did the youths decide that, you know what, let's shift from education? Because it's saddening how you see a 13, 16-year-old child is already building a house, buying cars, you know, flaunting it. It has to do with the morale. Who is giving this child that backbone, you know, to do it? today we are going to be looking a lot into all of this. Don't worry, we are not breaking the table. We are going to be calm as possible because it's one topic that can be so annoying, you know, but we are going to be as calm as we can be. We have, you know, when you have a guest say, don't worry, I'm coming in live. I was expecting when he said, I will come live. You know how glad, that was how I was dancing because, my guest just decided, don't worry, I'm coming in live. Okay. So we have Remy Lawal with us in the studio. Now, this is the second time he'll be coming live. You know, it's one of these. To leave Ibadan to Lagos, you can understand. So we are really, really grateful. He is a parental coach. He is a marriage and relationship counselor. He has written a lot of books. In fact, one of the books is Lead, and oh God, I love that book. It's should I say, it's a complete package.
It's just like we did not photograph it.
Yeah, that you did not, and that was it. But anyway, welcome to the show. Good morning.
It's a pleasure to be here again today. And nice to see you.
When you see people from Ibadan speak, you know, Ibadan is a peaceful city.
You know, see how peaceful he just
very peaceful.
You know, because
peaceful,
you know, very peaceful. And when you see them come, especially when you have people who grow, you know, they eat from the right source. Farmers.
I'm sure anytime he comes to Lagos, he'll be like, hey God, what kind of chaos? Like, and then he just makes you very calm, and you're like,
5 minutes on the road, I'd already shouted twice.
Sorry.
As much as I try not to, but you just realize, you know.
Thank you. Welcome to our
welcome. Now, today's topic, it's one that, in as much as we are trying to be calm about it, is something that we cannot close our eyes. We can pretend like it's not happening. It's glaring, it's in our faces. And you know, while I was doing research on the topics, I asked a few questions and everybody was pointing fingers one direction, and I was like, okay, so now this is something we need to talk about. I want to ask you this first question. Do you think it's the fault of the elites that we have so much youth going into cyber fraud or yahoo? Let me use the layman. Cyber fraud, let's not look too big. Let me use the one we know, yahoo. Commonly known. Do you think that it's because of the elites, the youths decided that, you know what, let's fend for ourselves, and that's the only way they feel they can fend for themselves?
I don't like my answer because your topic is already so my answer is no.
Okay.
The entire finger cannot be pointed at the elite.
Okay.
And as we continue to approach the subject, I'm sure that everybody will find where they have their
faults. Right? Yes.
The truth is, we all are complicit in this particular case. We all. I mean, when I say we all, I'm not excluding anybody. That means I am included. So we all are complicit, and we will get to that. So my answer again is a capital no.
I love that.
Okay, so can we now say that the display of wealth by I'm not going to use the elites like she said, and me, I'm looking at it as a society. I'm putting it as a society. So can we now say the display of wealth by the society, the people who believe I have arrived? Can we say it is actually a way, part of the reason why we feel that the influencers, I don't want to go to next week's topic, the influence and the influencers on our social media, the way people see them, they display all manner of wealth, but deep down, you know, there's something else. It's not that they have that wealth. I stand by a car and I take, because I love the Ferrari, I just stand by it, all well dressed, nice makeup, you know, looking different from this already that you all see, and I just, you know, display it, and I carry weights of naira in my hands. I'm like, wow, this is, I just arrived, or more, I just this and that. Can we say all this display of frivolous life, expensive wealth, assets and all that, can we say it's one of the reasons why we have found ourselves in the situation?
Yes, you may say, but it's not all the reason.
Okay, so tell us of some of the reasons you think
first
with
and
experience.
Foremost, when you say wealth, wealth does not speak. So I think we'll narrow it to attitude.
Okay, now attitude.
So we all, three of us are seated on this set right now. Who is richer?
It's in the mind.
That's it. So now, do you know that even the gate man in Banana Island lives in Banana Island? But from my thinking, the people who reside in Banana Island are millionaires or multi-millionaires. Yeah. How about the gate man?
The gate man.
And then how do you ascertain how much I have? Because there is no estate where they ask you to open your purse, declare your asset for you to get in. For as long as I can afford it, that's why I'm living there. So wealth is not something that speaks, it's my attitude that is describing whether there are too many people that display cash because we mistake cash for wealth.
For wealth.
And which is the challenge we are having with this topic today. What they are seeing is display of cash. I'd always ask people, money does not have an identity of its own. We describe it. It's nation that determine, okay, this currency would be 100, 1,000, 50, 20 cents or naira, as the case is. So, and what is money? Money was created, right, as an exchange for value. In that sense, wealth must be traced back to value and not money. Because wealth in itself is larger than money. That's why they say a lot of people are rich and all they have is money. So now let's get back to it. The display of cash cannot be said to be the problem. I've seen about 3 dimensions of this nation. I've seen times where you know rich people, you just know them. But the truth is, they are not there to display it. You only know it by the things they do. So we consider them to be rich. Awolowo was not the richest of his time, but today he stands as the richest in the Southwest in terms of what he did. So that's how we view them back then. And there are people who don't come out to say, to display words of cash, and yet the society embrace them and make them appear like wealthy people. So if you're going to go back to what these people are doing, you're not going to say it's because people display wealth. How are we accepted in the society? And please bear in mind, society is holistic. It includes our religious places, our government offices, the homes, and all the likes. So how are we accepted? The 2 of us walked in here, and the first is known to be a Dangote, and then me. Truth of the matter is, your countenance will give me out that he is not rich. That other person is rich. But what you're doing is that you're putting 2 people in an unfair competition, asking a monkey to go in a swimming competition with a fish. Dangote is good because he's a businessman, so he's rich. I'm rich when it comes to what I do. Dangote cannot sit where I sit when I do what I do. And I cannot sit where he sits when he does what he does. So when you're valuing people, please take them for what they can do, not what they have.
Okay, that will bring me to my next question. Now, we are looking at the society now, and you said something, when 2 people walk in, of course we know. Now, do you think that the society celebrates financial status against hard work and integrity?
The answer is very yes.
Okay.
The answer is very yes. In the last 4 years, okay, let me, why would I say 4 years? In the last 7 years, go and pick up, just Google it, the names of people that have been given awards on by newspapers, Nigerian newspapers. Tell me what they did. What did they do? You and I sat here, we were wherever we sat when Adadevo saved this nation from imminent death. I mean, the one that would have ravaged the nation worse than COVID. Who has given her an award till today? No newspaper, no TV station, including yours. I'm sorry, I'm here seated, you might shut me out now. I'm just saying this, that all of us are complicit. But if she had plundered a state, because she can offer you some amount, she will be placed on several newspapers with awards of honor. what are you honoring? Until we go back to the old national anthem that held us together. By the way, before we go on, what is the culture of Nigeria? If you can tell me, then we can end this show here.
What is the culture of Nigeria?
I'm asking everybody, what is the culture of Nigeria? What do we stand for? And if you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything. So we fall for everything because we're not standing for anything. That's it. So here now, you are embraced by the society. You're given front seats in places that matter because you can afford the money. People don't know what you're going through. That is not allowing cash to stay in your hands. But because you can't do what they are doing at that point in time, you're not considered a human being worthy to live. So, and everybody wants to live, and live I will by all means. So you were saying Yahoo, Yahoo. It's gone beyond that. It's gone to Yahoo Plus. Even now Plus.
Yes.
So if it can be done, it has to be done somehow. And they say when a man has an obligation to meet, beg, borrow, or steal, he will do it just to meet his obligation. But that's not who we were. That's not who we used to be. Suddenly, this is who we have become, because you can't get government contract until you know somebody who knows somebody, or you have money that you can spread around. And yet, I want to work. Show me any government project, road construction, that is being handled by a Nigerian. Does it mean that our universities don't turn out engineers?
And we have them every
year. No, we don't, because if we do, why would we be giving our things out? Can you ever show me a Nigerian that has been given a building contract in China? Show me a Nigerian that has gotten that, and I will stop saying this. But here we litter them. They are the ones that are worthy to do the contract that our own people can do and do better.
Wow.
And don't forget, when I do my things, I do it well, because I know it's my thing.
And you know you use it. You know your generation will use it.
So these are some of the things I am not reckoned with. I told them someday in my own organization, in my church, I said, look, if this rich man were to be a member of my church and he misses 2 services, we will sit in a meeting and some of my leaders will put up defense for him. You know he's a busy man.
He has to travel.
So I do not have places to travel across to. So I must become the church rat. I am the one who must sit there. So you are telling me that I should go make money. With my money, I can excuse myself, sit back in my house. For as long as you see my offering and my tithe, it doesn't matter whether I'm in church or not. My soul could be perishing. It doesn't matter to you. For as long as I bring that which you think is worth it. So now you don't expect me to go do Yahoo, Yahoo, or Yahoo Plus, so that I can meet up to standard that the society has set. I mean, we could sit here for all you care and blame these children, but these are people who want to survive in a society, and this is the demands. These are the demands of the society. They need to do it. Put it on the table. Gone are those days when you are graded or rated based on the fact that you came out with a good result in school. You are worthy to handle the job. When I went to school, as a primary school holder, you get a job. With the job, you pursue your secondary school education. You're working, you're going to school. Do you understand? And then with your secondary school certificate, you get a job, you're working, and then you're going to school. You can be working and then be schooling. You realize that as you're schooling, you're being promoted. But today, you would be there, labor, and all of a sudden, they'll pick 124-year-old and tell you that is your...
That's your commissioner.
This is guessing.
Okay, so I want to ask, who do we blame? We'll be going for this short break, but who do we blame?
We blame ourselves.
Do we blame the parents, the upbringing? Because you said weight of cash is what they see, and they believe, you know, if you hold money, any child will follow you. They will celebrate you because you are holding weights of cash. So who do we blame? Do we blame the parents who has you know, nurtured those children and brought them up in that thinking that olówó láyé o? You know, you understand what I mean? The one who has money is the one that has the world. So, is it the parents or the society? Who do we blame?
It's I think about 40% of the blame will go to parents, because even parents, their hands are tied. That's the truth, because you cannot raise a child all alone. No child can be curtailed in a room. So by the time you're done training, the child will go out there. I will raise a child, he has to work in the society.
Definitely.
And what are the demands of the society? And like I told you, we are 85% water. And water does not have a shape of its own. Every water is named after its environment. So this is bottled water. That water has taken the name of the bottle. Spoon of water, glass of water. So it is the environment where you put a child, that the child take on its identity. So the identity of the society we live in is what defines the child. Yes, we have pockets of them who are defiling all of this, which is why I'm still putting up that question again. What is the culture of Nigeria?
Okay, let's go on our word of marvel and hear what our viewers have to say. We'll return into the studio to continue the conversation. We're expecting our voice box. Probably it's not ready, but when it's ready, in between the show, we are going to display that for you to see, because we wanted our viewers to tell us their own view concerning today's topic, but then we are hoping that we'll play that soon. Now, the word of marvel said something. It said technology is on trust, and then the use is your control. You know. Now that brings me to my next question: has the use of social media contributed to all this whole menace we are having in our society? Has it affected the youth negativity? Has it dealt? You know, sometimes there's this thing about social media. When you feel down and you go to the IG page and you see people display their wealth, for me, it gives you that inner motivation. The other day, myself and Olori were watching a video, and we asked ourselves, what are we leaving behind for our kids? Because for us, it was the positivity that we got from that and gave us that push. I mean, as parents, we need to do more. Now, do you think that the use of social media, the way, like she earlier said, we have our celebrities, those people that we call role models, how do they display their cash in what they call wealth? Today, somebody is waking up 20-something years. You see one celebrity that you know how he started, how he started acting, how he started doing this thing. Tomorrow, he's buying one car of 450 million. In fact, the ladies, you just hear big God, small girl, big God. And you're asking yourself, are you not doing enough? Are you not serving the same God that these people are serving? Abi, there is something. Then you now hear, oh, Grace is speaking for me. I use one, you know, some people will say, cut soap for me.
Oh my God.
We hear a lot of all those things. Now let's go back to this elites. Because when we're talking about the elites, we are including the politicians, the celebrities, everybody that we see as role models. A few of them, you can trace their success story. And I was telling my children, I said, I want to leave a legacy that my success story can be traced. You should know at this point that for some of them, we can't trace them. They just wake up, boom, and this person has become one billionaire, and the whole social media, when the person does occasion, everybody wants to belong. So do you think the use of this social media has affected? And then on the other twist, let's look at our politicians. We see them travel up and down. They steal our money. It's there. They are there. Today, look at the minister, the former humanitarian minister. Over 30 billion was recovered. And this is supposed to be a youth. So these things, do you think that what the social media, what these people see has really affected and said, you know what, we're on our own, let's go and fend for ourselves. So that's the way.
The social media has contributed immensely to the destruction that we have seen in Nigeria. And I use that word advisedly, destruction we have seen in Nigeria. You know, when there is no control, abuse becomes inevitable.
Yeah.
Let me shock you. If you send a message to China and you put God, it will get to the person, but God won't be there. Your God won't be there. You can't use Google in some countries. You can't use TikTok in some countries.
Yes, I know US has banned from 14 years. You can't
use TikTok in some countries. You can't use IG in some countries. In Dubai, you can't use Google. And everything is controlled. So when you have a nation where media, especially, this what do they call it, unconventional media is not controlled, anything can happen because we love sensationalism. So I will just pop up something now. Joy Abu slapped her husband. Nobody would wait to hear from me. Meanwhile, what I was saying was that she slapped her husband on the back.
On the back.
So, and everybody will go to
attention.
Argue with a mob. You cannot argue with a mob. So you see them, they go up and down. That has helped. Like I said, social media will pop up. Look at what happened yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? A man, like you rightly said, a youth who is supposed to be a youth, governed a state. 80.3 billion.
80 points.
Is he saving for the coming world?
Generation and generation.
Just to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Guess what? What some of these rich people don't understand is that when you're dead, people seek to take decision of how to bury you. You can never take the decision of how you're buried, because you would want to bury with your affluence so that people would know. Carry me in a glass casket. You're not there. People sit down to take decision of how you're buried and where you're buried. That's the irony of it. You will no longer be in control of all the entire 80 billion. He has saved for the next world that God will create, not this world alone, because I don't know how much they are going to feed. And yet, the same people that money he stole, plunged into poverty, came out to defend him. The people who should have held him and handed him over to the law, they were the ones defending him. Now, guess what? His own children were not there to defend him.
They are somewhere outside the country.
Somewhere outside the country. But you are here buying rice at the exorbitant price, buying tomato now 4 pieces for 200 or 300 naira. Just one big onions now is 500 naira. But his own children are not going through all of that. You are the one taking the pain. So tomorrow when his children come out, you begin to say, is he not my mate? Then you'll be pushed to the precipice. You now go and be doing Yahoo Plus, which his own children did not do.
To compete with
his own children. That's where the challenge is. Until you come, sit down and tell yourself that I have my life to live. I am not living like this person. I've not been created to be the second of this man. I've been created to be me, the original me. And the original you may not necessarily need to be wealthy. The challenge we have is that we have summarized life to be wealth, money. So until you have money, you are not living. No, there are lots of people. Okay, let me calm down.
Please calm down. You can take some water.
Education till tomorrow is being recorded as one of Awolowo's success. You'll be shocked to know that Awolowo is not the owner of that idea. A Nigerian came back from America and handed this to him. He loved it because he loves his people, and he adopted it and did it across the nation. So you don't necessarily need to be rich to be effective and impactful. You don't necessarily need to be rich. Truth is, all of us will never be rich. It's not, even the Bible says the poor will not season the land. So you don't necessarily need to be rich. Can we stop the quest? Start running after impact. If you can impact 10, 20 people, you don't lack anything. I was telling my wife yesterday, if I become the local government chairman, I have no business stealing. Because a lot of people would want to call in my favor. If I make the mistake of announcing, ladies and gentlemen, my wife just put to bed, 5 people will come to offer me cows.
What you mean?
They offer me cows. More than 20 people will offer me bags of rice. More than 10 people will come to me. Which musician would you want us? No, I don't want. No, it's our song.
It's our own.
You get. They want to call in my favor. I will not spend a dime. I'm saying it, except I want my offering to be from my own pocket. That's the only thing that will come out of my pocket. So that, and then the name of the child. I won't allow the public to name the child. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that is what position of authority offers you. So I don't know what this, I almost use a swear word, what these people are looking for. And when you leave that place, the number of people you have helped will never ever allow you to go down, because they will always remember. They will always recall.
Always remember.
But for you just want to amass everything, and then when you amass them, you amass sorrow. Watch them. How do they all die? There was a man who led this country. We had an oil windfall of about $12 billion. He cornered everything. Where is he today? Can you see him and tell that he has that amount?
That amount.
These are some of the challenges when you have money and you think you have arrived. You have not arrived. you're just way behind, because the people who arrived, when one of the was it Tony Blair? Yes, it was Tony Blair. When he left office, we saw him. We saw the video. He was carrying his own things
by himself
out of the office. He didn't look for one house help or one PA. No,
picked it up himself.
Because they see it's at public service, but he can never lack anything. Bill Clinton never had a house as a president. It was after his 8 years that he wrote an autobiography. He took a loan from the bank, wrote an autobiography. Proceeds from that was what he used to procure money to build a house. But here,
once you're PA to PA to PA to PA,
and we can never carry. The only thing we carry is our
government officials are complicit. Our politicians are the worst. Elective offices should be, you know, we like you, we know your values, you will be of importance to us. We select you and say stand in for us and we vote you in. But here it is for the highest bidder to contest a senatorial election in Nigeria. If you don't have up to 8 billion, you're going nowhere.
And that's why these young ones, these youths, believe that their destiny is being trampled upon. And so the only way and the only means they have is for them to go also and, you know, tap from wherever. I'm supposed to have been asking you why do we celebrate wealth? Why? But I don't want to ask that because you have said a lot regarding that. How do we now come back? Because hey, Onati Gio, they don't enter deep. You are saying Yahoo 1, Yahoo plus, Yahoo plus plus, Yahoo plus plus, it will get to that. How do we now bring all this back home?
Thank you.
Where do we throw the advocacy? Where do we, because I believe, see, like the Yoruba people say, okay, not only Yoruba, parents always tell their children, remember the son or the daughter of whom you are. Do we now say, I also go back, is it the parents or they themselves chose because they have seen and they want to also run fast? You cannot be wasting all these things. We have seen a video that went viral that a woman carried a baby and was praying for a newborn baby on the day of christening. They use pen to rub. You also use pen. I'm sure you saw that video. You also use pen to sign and get wealth. You know, what kind of situation have we find ourselves, and what
behind the camera I was sharing the
it?
story to you. Now, do you know that now parents will be the one to buy laptop for their children? In fact, I've had to, they'll say, please teach my child.
They go into terrestrial, ritual this thing. Okay. So what do we do?
All right, let's begin, because if we sit here, the challenges are overwhelming. I will talk for 3-4 episodes, will not be able to explore it all, but let's look at how we can redirect.
Please.
I think reinvent ourselves. First and foremost, I want to tell those people who do these things that they are geniuses. In case you don't know. It's just that you're being a genius in the wrong
direction. Yeah, that's it.
The very wrong direction. What you're doing today is what the owners of fintech banks are doing. But you are doing it wrongly. Now, there was this young man they caught in America some years ago who was pulling 1 cent from every bank deposit. So it took another criminal like him to trace it, that there's 1 cent that is leaving every account.
It took another criminal.
So they kept tracing and tracing. The moment he realized that they were tracing it, he cleaned off everything. Till today, they didn't know. But that criminal knew because he was close to, he was following the thread and he was close to it. So he went to him and just said a word to him, and the man smiled. But guess what the system did? The system did not jail him. The system picked him and said, look, what you have is a fantastic intelligence. Can we use this positively? And it has helped them to trace certain accounts. That's why it's such technology that they built that made them catch the likes of
Hush Puppy.
That's it. And Woodbury. So what you're doing, if you can submit to good people, they will guide you on how to use this to achieve a lot of things. I just finished reading a book, Almanac of Naval, written by Naval Ravikant. The guy said, look, the world we are going into, if they say the world has 200 billion people, that we will get to a point where we'll have 200 billion CEOs. You don't need to employ anybody. You're no longer considered as a big CEO because you have 50,000 employees. No, just be your own sole CEO. Because we have a place where there are no controls. YouTube is not controlled. Facebook is not controlled. Just become a content creator, because these are platforms that are looking for content. They know that the attention of the world has been drawn to them. So people don't do the regular TV adverts. That's why this show does not have an advert, because how many people are watching? Half the people that are supposed to be seeing this are on social media. I'm glad that you're on Facebook, you're on IG. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the places where it is now happening. So if you can attract attention to that, you will begin to get your money for what you're doing. So the man said, if you can create contents, and guess what? Nigeria is a place where stupid contents thrive.
Yes,
if not, why would the like of Odumeje be making money? That guy is a content creator, and see how he has taken it far. He even took it as far as sold out show.
Can you imagine?
Do you understand what I'm saying? So that gives you an understanding that what you're doing is your gift to wealth, real wealth that comes with joy and happiness and pride, that you can stand anyway and tell people, see, check my books.
And
I am a clean human being.
You don't have any.
You can't say anything about Mark Angel today. Somebody who were told earn as much as $300,000 every month, or is it every week? Do you understand what I'm saying? So you can get there. That guy does not need Yahoo. All he does is just that is stupid act.
That is stupid act, and he makes
acting like a foolish man just behind it. Which was why I tell you that Nigeria is a fantastic place where every kind of content will be accepted. We are people who have been pushed to the wall, so we look for anything that will excite us. Just sit back, create something that will change the mindset of another person, that will help another person redirect his or her journey, that will help another person rethink things in a different way, that will help another person see things from another light or another perspective. You would make money. Because all of us, our confusion lies in our perspective. Until I continue, for as long as I see this as just water, it will not serve me more than water. Not everybody knows they can use this to wash their faces. Not everybody knows they can use this to cook. Not everybody knows that they can use this to feed a child. But you can open my eyes to other perspective, other uses of this thing. You don't need to create anything new. The world is filled with people who are recreating what has been created. I am sure that if you wake Thomas Watson up today and he sees this light, he will no longer recognize the light he created. He created filament light, but here we have LED light. Do you understand? It's from his light that we have TV and all the likes. So I am thinking that henceforth we should just let these young men know that their strength is in that same thing that they do. Only for them to find a positive use, an impactful use of the same idea, and the money they are chasing will now begin to chase them, just like it is chasing the likes of the funny man, chasing Mark Angel, chasing all these guys who are creating content. Please go out there, seek ideas from the society where you live, the same place where you saw Yahoo. There are other needs that you can meet and create content around it. You become a CEO for yourself.
I wish I'm still here.
Like
then they do like this.
I wish we had an extension of time to really. Maybe would.
But don't worry. We have something coming next week Friday. But you know, it's so good to have you. We appreciate the fact that you're here. God bless you. God bless the family, and we'll always have reason to celebrate, you know, this nation from one time to another. I want to wish you the very best of the weekend. I don't want to say much because I wish I can still continue to, you know, when you're in the water and you're swimming like a fish, and I'm just reminiscing on what Remy has said, but we have to go. So I wish you the very best of the weekend. We love you. We appreciate you. Don't forget, next week is going to be another bumper way to start your week. Have a splendid weekend. I still remain Olori Adejoke David. Bye for now.
Yes, you know, like our guests have said everybody in the society is at fault. Stop apportioning blames. You that receive gifts, you that send your girl child to go and date the Yahoo Plus, you that you're a parent waiting for the Yahoo Plus to build house and put you, all of us, we are all accomplices in it. Let's see how we can recreate their minds into positive energy. Thank you very much for being our guest on Family and Values, and thank you to our wonderful guests. Thank you. You came in like you didn't do Zoom, all the way from Ibadan. We really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a wonderful one. Thank you to our boss, Stephen Ojo. We really appreciate you for this platform. And to all our guys on top, Mr. Teslim, Ogadewale, our producer that is on leave, we are greeting you.
Keep enjoying it.
All the cameramen, the crew, everyone that has made this week's production a success, to all our guests that have graced our show this week, we really appreciate you. We are saying thank you. Like Olori has said, next week is going to be another wonderful one. You know, when we come, we bring values, we bring education, we give you things that will give you time to sit down and rethink how you would regenerate those children's mind into a better Nigeria. Like I guess it was the culture of Nigeria. I've really been thinking about that. Let's not just accept anything that comes our way, so that at least we would find a place for everyone to do well. My name still remains Joy Abu. Please download the Galaxy mobile app. You can sit back, watch the show over and over again, share it with friends, let them learn what you have learned. We'll see you on Monday. Enjoy a splendid weekend. Thank you.